What's up, guys? Back. We are back. Welcome to the Flip Side of Mud on the 58,000 Lives, a tribute to the fallen Vietnam War stories video series. I figured I would just start it. I always like give myself ahead of time, like have everything ready, but figured I would just randomly start it. That way you guys can see I do more than just videos. I have daily life too. So I'm going to go ahead and make me a mixed drink, and then I wish it was a real mixed drink and then update everything. Usually I like write on it, but that gets kind of boring. So I figured I would change it up a little bit. Like today, I went TikTok Live. We got some donations in the back. This is the donation store, like Goodwill, but we're called American Collection, and a bunch of bags of clothing in the front. So I went live on TikTok, going through the stuff in the back, and then Miss Eve, she's 88. She went through the clothing up front, but I just video myself going through, like what all we do and all that good stuff. We help homeless vets and stuff. I can't even think. It's been a few days. I was out of town for 5 days. We have a foundation called Helping Homeless Vets. I got a hole in my lip because I just spilled it down the side of my mouth. That's all right because I'm napkin filled over here. Anywho, I got a haircut since the last time I did one. All right, let's go ahead and see where we're at. I've started on the back of the notebook. I missed a page, plus there was a few pages here and there that was wrote in, so it's technically not 100% accurate. But when I got to the very last spot on the very last page was number 499. But like I said, I missed a page. I know that for sure. And then there was a couple I wrote on, so I probably could have got 525, 550 out of it. But anyway, it was just weird that the very last one on the very last page number was 499. So instead of getting the new notebook, I just flipped over the back sides of these and started over. So, where am I at? Let's find out. I started on the back sides. Let's see. I did a few this weekend. I was with my kids, but I still did some. All right, let's see. I went even further than I thought. Dang, I was moving. Okay, I'm at 522 on the book out of 522 out of 58,280, I think. I need to look that up because I don't want to be inaccurate every time I say that. But it's 58,000 plus veterans that died. And we got our first female. I didn't think there was going to be any females on this list. But I have a female on here. I thought it was all men, but I guess not. There was a female nurse on here. We won't get to her for a few videos, but let's catch up to where we was at. I'm not sure where I was at on the last video. I would have to look it up. But I can look at my phone and I can tell you exactly which one I did last. Usually I go ahead and open YouTube up and I'm already ahead of that and all that stuff, but I didn't do that. Like I said, I'm just kind of winging it because it was fun to change it up. But I can go to my gallery and see what the last veteran I left on was. Okay, the last veteran we left on, John Matthew Ainsworth, is next. So I think I did 18 or 19. I don't know. See, here's a page right here that has writing in it from I was writing flower orders. Okay, there's Al A.H. Field. So we passed A-B-C-D-F-G-H-I. Yeah, we passed H's. Had to get my alphabet there. The first one, John Matthew. Did we get a clock? We have a ticking clock over there. That's the first time I've heard that, and I don't think we had one here before. Anyway, so we ended on let's see. So this first one is will be John Ainsworth. I just had him. What did I just do with him? I just had it in my hand. Okay, there we go. 381. So we're on video 20. Hey, see, I could tell you. That's why I go ahead and write down which video we're going to be on. So video 19, we ended with 380. So we're going to be starting video 20, which is 381. And what did I say I was on? 522, I think. So we're on 522. We're on video 381. So I got a little ahead. I was getting like 40 away from where I was at doing videos, and I was getting worried that I wasn't writing enough names down. So I took a little week break of doing videos and wrote like 100 and something names. No, get that off my screen. I don't want Xbox. Get out of here. I don't even have you no more. Okay. So, you guys watched these videos before? This is the 20th video. We do 20 names a piece, so we've done 200. I can't even do math. 20 videos. That's 400 names. So it'll be 400 after the end of 20. Okay, so at the end of this video will be 400 names. out of 58,000, and we're at 522. So I still have 122 ahead, so we're doing all right. But like I said, if you hadn't watched this before and you're watching this for the first time, we put stars next to, I write stars next to the important ones like special awards and really cool stories or heroic stories, even bad stories that need more in-depth conversation. And we're going to do a podcast later. I've looked at my podcast a minute ago, yesterday, to see where I was at. So I still have it. I was like, I hope I still got my podcast. I have one in another company, but I'm starting one through Spotify so you guys can find it easier. So we haven't done one yet, but I'm putting stars next to the names. We're going to do those in future podcasts instead of just reading them. I might take 30 seconds to a minute to read a name, and they need more in-depth conversation with more than just me. And that's pretty much it. If you like these guys, we got family members with letters past A. Just wait, you guys are going to be coming up later. I'm doing a video series. If you go to my YouTube channel, The Flip Side of Mud, and this is under Vietnam A. All these are going to be under A, and then the next set of videos will be video B, so you can find your family member a lot easier instead of just going through all 58,000. They'll be separated by letter. Ticking. So it's pretty easy to find. It'll take us a while. We're still going to be in the A's for a while. It's like 5,500 videos I got to do, something like that. I don't remember the exact math. But if you like this, comment anything you want to comment. Am I doing okay? Do I need to do something different? Do you like what I'm doing? What's your family member's last name? Give me some stories. Yada, yada, yada. Like and subscribe. If you subscribe, you guys get notified when I do these videos every time, which they're kind of random. I'm not doing them exactly the same time, and I'm not doing lives. If I was doing lives, I would try to do the same live every day so you guys can come on here. I need to start doing lives. But anyway, we're going to start off on 381. I show you the picture. I give you the name. Their service, where they was born, where they died, how they died, if I can find information, and a picture. I put a picture with the name, and we thank them for their service and give them a moment of silence if you're just watching this your first video. But we do this. We're going to do this with all 58,000, and when I get to the end of that, we're going to move on to, I think I'm going to do, at this moment, I think I'm going to do Arlington next. There's 400 something thousand there, so that's a lot more than 58,000. Or I might try to do World War II, or like Korea, or even closer, I know we just didn't. I was in Iraqi freedom and enduring freedom, so I could do that. But if Vietnam was easier because I just happened to be looking them up, and I seen this video series called Wall of Faces that had all their pictures, and then I got on Google Books and found all their names, and I was like, I can do this easy. Most of the information is done. I just write it down. I just do the research. People's already done the writing. I just copy down in my own words. I don't cheat. I will cite the places. I don't cheat. I don't just, write down exactly what they said. I do it in my own words. But that's pretty much it. And if I find any, and like I said, I do TikToks and CapCuts, and if there's any funny pictures that I save or screenshot or videos that I do, right now I'm not doing all of I'm doing the whole gallery on my phone. So random stuff can come up as I'm flipping through these pictures. And I will show you guys those because we need to have a little bit light mood. I know this is not a funny thing to talk about, but it's always so somber, and I just want to lighten the mood sometimes because it's always reading death names. You don't want to just sit there and just listen to somebody reading death names. So we have a little bit of ha-has in there too. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's get right into it. Let's do 20 right now. And then I'm gonna pause for a minute. I'm watching some basketball. Of course, it's March Madness. Kentucky don't play till tomorrow, so we're still good. But I was watching Alabama, BYU. But I'm going to do 20 right now. I might do 20 after that. And if not, I'll just keep writing down names while I'm watching basketball. So we'll have more to do the next day. Well, let's roll right into it, guys. This is 381. This is PFC John Matthew Ainsworth Jr. Now, when I got some names I was writing the last couple of days, so the next couple of videos, should I held that longer? Some of the names were very hard to say. In the last video I did, 18 or 19, was a lot of Hawaiian names. So it gets hard to do these names sometimes. Especially cities in Vietnam are hard to say if you don't speak Vietnamese. So I do my best. I try not to mess them up. But anyway, let's go. PFC John Matthew, aka Tank. So I always write down I write down their name from here, from the Google Books, which is pretty much exactly what this says. And I screenshot their picture. And then when I look them up on findagrave.com, I will get sometimes see Tank up there at the top. Sometimes I'll get a little more information from their family. If I don't find nothing there, I go into a couple other websites. Give me 2 seconds, and I'll give you some references. So Wall of Faces is the main one, but I look up like hold on, I got it right here. Go back. The Find a Grave is the one I do. We get the most information. For some reason, the last Together We Served is another good one. Honor States is another good one. A lot of times I can get local news companies and stuff. I'm trying to see them. That National Archives, Together We Served. I said that. I'm trying to find a couple different random ones. I did Together We Serve. Ancestry.com sometimes has some stuff. Honor States, I said that right. Sometimes Facebook. Military Hall of Honor. There's one that's like military wrist, military Hall of Honor, like military wrist, something like that. .com. I can't remember exactly what it's called. But anyway, you guys get that was Navy.mil. That's a good one. Anyway, we'll just get right into it instead of rambling like I've been doing. Already seen the picture. Okay, so you guys know how we kind of do it here. So he was born February 28, 1945 in New London, make sure it says London, L-O-N-D-O, London, but not, that's not how they spell. Is that how they spell London? L-O-N? I thought it was L-O-U. It's Loudon. Yeah, it's London. New London, Connecticut. Died July 2nd, 1967 in Quang Tri, Vietnam. He was with B Company, 1st Battalion, 9th Marines, 3rd Marine Division, sorry. On Operation Buffalo, the Marines were unaware of the NVA, which is the Vietnamese army, nationalized Vietnam, something like that. It lasted all day. By the time reinforcements were able to reach them, little remained of the company. 88 men died, 53 from Company B alone. So he died he didn't say where he died from, gunshot, mortar, nothing. It didn't give me no information on how he died. He was just one of the men in his company. He's on panel 22E, line 94, the Wall Memorial, the Vietnam War Memorial in Washington, D.C. If you haven't been to it, recommend it. I've been twice. I will go every single time I go to Washington. Everybody goes to the Lincoln Memorial. When you're standing at the steps looking up at the statue Lincoln up there, you're still on the road level, not all the way up the stairs. Look to your right. There's a pathway. Takes you straight to it. It's right around the corner. Great place. Let's give PFC John Matthew Tank Ainsworth Jr. a moment of silence. Thank him for his service. Okay, this is SP5 Kenneth John Ainsworth. He was born July 30th, 1944 in Louisiana. Let's see. His home record is Harahan. If it doesn't say where he was born, their home record's usually on here. Harahan. Louisiana. Died February 2nd, 1968. He was 23 in Dien Hue, Vietnam. He was 131st Aviation Company, 212th Aviation Brigade, 16th Aviation Group, 1st Aviation Brigade. Died from small arms fire, only thing I could find on him. He's on panel 36E, line 64 of the Wall Memorial. If you want to, you can get on this Wall of Faces company and you can request a write where their name is scribbled in pencil. Like put a piece of paper on it and they'll send it to you. You can request that. I don't know if it costs or not. Let's give SP5 Kenneth John Ainsworth a moment of silence. And we thank him for his service. I'm just making sure that I stopped at 400 and wrote video 21. I try to go ahead and write which video I'm going to be on next so I don't have to forget. If I can open the page, do I have to lick my fingers? Come on now. I just sanitized them. I don't want to lick sanitizer. Open the... Jesus Christ. Yes, okay. I am ahead of... I did work ahead of myself. Okay, this is SP4 George Vernon Airy Jr. I think that's how you say that name. I guess I can back his face up here. He was born July 21st, 1944, question mark. So, Ann Arbor, Michigan, question mark is when it doesn't say. So, Ann Arbor, Michigan is his home record. Died May 9th, 1968. He was 23 in Quang Tri, Vietnam. I have a star next to it, so that's, sometimes I star ahead, sometimes I forget. So, that means something. He was a D Company, 1st Battalion, 5th Cavalry Regiment, 1st Cavalry Division. At 10 years old, he became a POGO. How about that? POW. At 10 years old, he became a Pogo champion. Check this out. With a record 4,210 jumps without using his hands. 4,210 jumps at 10 years old without using his hands. Pogo champion. I wrote that. That's why I put the star. I wrote that in there because I seen that in the obituary. Anything cool like that, I'll write in there. Any information they will actually give. His base came under attack. The MVA were fought off, but not without cost. 19 men died, including Airy, from multiple frag wounds. He's on panel 57E, line 12 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Pogo champion SP4 George Vernon Airy Jr. a moment of silence. Thank him for his service. I'm here by myself in this 75-plus-year-old building warehouse. Always weird sounds. Okay, this is Sergeant William Clark Early, aka Beal. So Sergeant William Beal Arlie Clark. William Beal Clark Arlie. Sorry. Golly. Why is his name a tongue twister? He was born September 5th, 1948, Detroit, Michigan. Died May 19th. 1920 he was 21. 1920, 1970. How can you go backwards and how can you be negative? And 21 in Cambodia. He was 21. He was in the 4th Battalion, 9th Infantry Regiment, 25th Infantry Division. Died from mortar attack. One of the shortest writings I've had of anybody. It didn't even take up 2 pages. 2 lines. That's ridiculous. I hate that. I want a story with every single one of these guys. They all deserve it. I hate that I can't find out. He's on panel 10W, line 63 of the Wall Memorial. I have an idea. I'll tell you after this moment of silence. Let's give Sergeant William Beal Clark Airlie a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. I might come back a second round after I finish all 58,000 and not just pick the stars, but pick the ones that like didn't have any information and maybe like dig into them deeper, or maybe do podcasts on the ones that didn't have information. If one day, if I'm hoping this gets popular enough one day where I can actually hire a staff to help me, and I will actually have researchers doing more than I can actually do, like going local newspapers. I will get there one day. This is just me at the moment, so it's a little difficult when it's just me and I'm running a business. My kids live out of town. They're teenagers. I'm running a foundation. You guys understand. And doing this, and TikToking, and YouTubing. Whew. It's hard to do anything extra. I'm just passionate about this is what I'm doing. This is Sergeant Dean L. Aitken. I think it's how you say that. All right, I got a good paragraph on this guy. He was born April the 28th, 1950 in Rigby, Idaho. Died May 4th, 1970. He was 20 in Vietnam. Sometimes it only says Vietnam, don't give me the city. He was A Company, 101st Airborne Brigade, 101st Aviation Group, 101st Airborne Division. On a UH-1H helicopter, was assigned. Don't tell me this is the one about the stupid millet. Okay, this ain't that one. There is one that is so dumb. Man, I was reading it when I was riding with my son, so I think it's in the 500s. The guys were. It was just dumb. I'll get there in a couple of videos. He was assigned flare standby for night elimination missions and support. If you don't know what that is, at nighttime when our servicemen were in the jungle fighting, they would come by and shoot off flares to help brighten the jungle so they could see the enemy. During the mission, his Comanchero, this is Comanche, Comanchero, Comanchero 20. I guess that's a helicopter. It was in Comanchero 20, and another heli, AH-1G Cobra attack helicopter collided in midair. An investigation into the accident led the the inquiry board. I was like, what does that say? To believe while dropping flares, the UH-1H became engulfed in flames after a flare malfunctioned. It started to descend and into the other helicopter. The UH-1H fell to the ground in flames, and the 91D must be the Cobra. Went into an auto-rotative dive, crashing into a wooden mountain terrain. There were no survivors on either aircraft. So, a stinking flare. And There's a lot of those I've read so far, but this one we're gonna get to in a couple videos. The guy threw it into the munitions instead of off the boat. Wow, stupid! He threw it. Imagine seeing fire and you grab it and you throw it into a box of rags instead of in the pool. That's what he did. He threw it into the munitions locker instead of out into the ocean. So we'll get to that one day. I still can't believe how stupid that guy was. Um, he's on panel 11W, line 96 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Sergeant Dean L. Aitken a moment of silence. And we thank him for his service. Throw it into the munitions. Why didn't he just throw it into the ocean? Would have been the smart thing to do. Okay, this is PFC, which is Private First Class, if you didn't know. Gerald David Ayton. He was born July 27, 1946, question mark. Homer record was Centralia, Washington. Died April 29, 1968. He was 21. 191st Assault Helicopter Company, 214th Aviation Battalion, 12th Aviation Group, 1st Aviation Brigade. He was a door gunner in combat, died as a result of small arms fire. Couldn't find nothing else. He's on panel 52E, line 45 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give PFC Gerald David Ayton a moment of silence. And we thank him for his service. Okay, this is Corporal Joseph Robert, a.k.a. I always say a.k.a. because it's like a nickname, not their actual name. Corporal Joseph Robert, a.k.a. Joe, A-J-S-T-E-R, Adjuster. Joseph Robert Joe Adjuster. I'm not 100% sure I'm saying that correctly. Born January 18, 1948 in Peru, Illinois. Died October 5th, 1968. He was 20 in Binh Duong, Vietnam. It's hard to say those. He was with D Company, 2nd Battalion, 27th Infantry Regiment, 25th Infantry Division. Died from small arms fire. I put BS, no info given. So sometimes I get mad and I write BS on there. And I think two names ago when there was no information, I wrote BS too. I just didn't say it. But I did it in big capital letters this time. BS. He's on panel 41W, line 9. And the worst ones are the ones that say, to me, the ones that say, like non-combatant, like incidental something. You'll hear me read one of them. It'll say something like that, like it was an accident or whatever, and there's no info. I get really mad. I understand dying in combat, you died in combat. So most of us can pretty much guess it's probably small arms fire, a frag, mortar, or helicopter. That's pretty much how they died. But when I get information like that and don't tell me nothing, that kind of ticks me off. Let's give Corporal Joseph Robert Joe Adjuster a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. Okay, this is SFC Albert. Here comes the Hawaiian names again. I'm going to butcher the next 10 probably. Albert Ka'awi Akumu. Now, please, if this is your family member, don't come at me, bro or sis. I'm doing my best. I will show you the spelling on the phone and you will understand why I'm trying to say it. SFC Albert Kawi Akumu. And he's not the only one. Born October 2nd, 1934 in Hawaii. His home record is San Francisco, but he died May 9th, 1968. He was 33 in Vietnam. I put BS on here again. Why did I write BS? I don't know. I guess we're about to find out. He was a C Company, 4th Battalion, 47th Infantry, 9th Infantry Division. On a combat op with his unit, an attempt was made. This is why I put BS, because this is retarded. Whoever come up with this ideal should have been in trouble. I'm so OCD. This is why I put BS. On a combat op with his unit, an attempt was made with a fragmentation grenade, a regular grenade, to fall a tree. So they put a grenade behind a tree trying to knock it down. to be used for a river crossing. So they're trying to knock this tree down so they can cross the river. Okay, chainsaw, push it, shoot it, put a grenade behind it, get 50 yards away from it, whatever. They didn't. An attempt was made with a fragmentation grenade to fall a tree to be used for a river crossing. He was killed after being hit by fragments from the blast. Hide behind another tree. How did he get? I mean, did he like stand 10 feet away and go, this ain't gonna. I mean, hide somewhere other than, like I said, BS. But it has a star next to it, so that'll be talked about in a future conversation. He's on panel 57E, line 12 of the Wall Memorial. I'm not saying it's his fault. Somebody might have told him to stand there. I'm not blaming him. Somebody made a mistake. Let's give SFC Albert Kawaii Akamu a moment of silence. And we thank him for his service. And the worst thing that gets on my nerves is the camera. My webcam is pointing at me, so it's in reverse. So if I move my hat, I think I need to fix it this way. I always do it opposite. I think glasses like that's not the right way. And it needs to be perfect. My head is not perfect. And after a while, hats mess up, and I get so frustrated that they can't stay straight build. See, like I want to turn my head exact. I want it to be perfect. And I know most of you, but I'm talking about this pile behind me, but that's because I got so much crap. I had to just put stuff in piles. Okay, let's move on. This is SP5 Franklin Randolph Akana. Akana. Born February 7th, 1949 in AIEA, Hawaii. AIEA, Hawaii. Died November 20th, 1970. He was 21 in Vietnam. He was a helicopter repairer. 114 AHC 214th Aviation Battalion, 164th Aviation Group, 1st Aviation Brigade. He was the crew chief on a helicopter when he reportedly was fatally injured in the accidental detonation of a mechanical ambush device by an approaching friendly fire. Let's go over this again so we can understand it. I get so mad at these deaths that never should have happened. Reportedly fatally injured in an accidental detonation of a mechanical ambush device, which probably means a claymore, by an approaching friendly fire. They ran into their own claymore. Friendly 25% of 388 names I have read, 25% have died from friendly fire. And that doesn't count the one I read, like video 14 or 15, where they killed 1,000 of our men from a bomb. So technically it's a negative, but whatever, you know. I get so frustrated. 25% died from, out of 58,000, that's like 16,000, I think. I did the math on it the other day. Now my hat's off again. That's backwards. 16,000 died of our own hens. Not the enemy. No. He's on panel 6W, line 72. Put a star by that, because that's BS. Let's give SP5 Franklin Randolph Akana a moment of silence. So frustrated on these. And we thank you for service. Sorry that you had to die by that. This is PFC Homer Lee AKE Jr. Ake? Homer Lee Akey? Homer Lee Akey? Achy breaky heart. Born March 28, 1942 in Jackson County, Alabama. Died March 3rd, 1968. He was 25 in Vietnam. B Company, 1st Battalion, 261st Infantry, 1st Infantry Division. Died from small arms fire. Once again, no info. The front door just opened. He's on panel 42E, line 46 of the Wall Memorial. Hope it's not the landlord. Let's give PFC Homer Lee Ake Jr. a moment of silence. And we thank him for his service. Are you a ghost or are you Jay? Okay. You're not a ghost and you're not Jay. You're good. Well, he's got a key. All right. This is Lance Corporal Howard David Akehurst. Howard David Akehurst. I actually think I said that one right. He was born May 3rd, 1948, in Vancouver, Washington. Died February. Oh my God, my writing is so small. I think I wrote February the. Oh, I see why I just wrote FEB. Looks like a 2-3. February 6th, 1968. He was 19. Quang Nam, Vietnam. Motor vehicle operator. HQ 7th Communication Battalion, 1st Marine Division. Died from hostile gunshot wound through the neck while on patrol. It's on panel 37E, line 47 of the War Memorial. Let's give Lance Corporal Howard David Akehurst a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. At least I know if there's any sounds now, it's not a ghost. Come on, Ed. Okay, this is Sergeant Richard Lois Akel. Akil? Richard Lois Akil. Born July the 4th, 1947. Died May. Oh, question mark. Home record was Miami, Florida. Died May 19th, 1968. He was 20. Quang Nam, Vietnam. Died from small arms fire. He was with C Company, 1st Battalion, 52nd Infantry, 198th Infantry Brigade. Why do I not have any information? Did I just lose my spot? Oh, that's all right. Okay, that's all right. We'll do it live because I didn't write anything else, and I don't like when I do that. So let's go see if we can do it live because for some reason I quit writing. I don't know what happened. So we're going to do it live. Let's go to Wall of Faces. And we're going to type in Richard. We're just going to, maybe I should leave one out every time and do it live. Lewis Akel. Let's see what we can come up with. I'm going to show you how I do it. I type in the name. A couple of different names will come up. A couple of Richards, a couple of Akels will come up. Richard, we gotta find him. So I just scroll till I find him. Richard. Where are you, Richard? Come on. Okay, so he pops up right there. Boom. Now I just go right here to view profile. If I don't find any information there, I will go to find a grave and find out what happened to him. Sometimes they tell you on here, sometimes they don't. Non-military photos. Let's see. There's 3 different things. It's like leave a plant a tree, leave a flower on someone's obituary. It's like that. You can comment. People that serve with him, you can comment. Like there's 3 different rows you can comment. So we didn't find nothing there. So let's go to find a grave and do it that way, Richard. And if there's too many common names, which Richard Lewis Akel is not really common, you could put in their birth date and their death date and find them better, easier. But I don't think I'm going to have that problem with this because this guy's got a easy name. I mean, not a common name. All right, here we go. So this pulls up when you put his name in as a different picture. And then you just go to here and read what happened to him. Home record, time of death. Twin brother to Russell Anthony Akel. I don't know. So there's nothing. So then since there's nothing there, so I copy and paste his name. And I just go straight to Google and I do it that way. Y'all are seeing the difficult way to do it. So then Find a Grave comes up. USGN Web Archives, National Archives, Pennsylvania, University of Mississippi. That might have been right. I didn't write nothing because there's no information. We can go back to Find a Grave and look at his monument. Let's try that. Sometimes the monument has no information. Well, how am I supposed to find it? This is why I didn't write it, I bet. We did the virtual one. Let's look up archives. This is the U.S. Archives. I'm going to try that. All it says is for persons who died while missing or captured, the date of casualty or date of die declared dead, not the date of missing or captured. Military Home of Record. I think this is for the state of Florida. So let's find Akel. He'll be on here somewhere. Let's see, we're in the. He's got to be at the top, right? Jerry Allen Seller. No, they're not in alphabetical order. Well, I'm not going to ever be able to find him. They're not in alphabetical order. Right, let's go to another website. This is morej.org. Is this one in alphabetical order? It's A-K-E-L, A-B-C-D-E-F-G-H-I-J. There's no, he's not even on this one. Okay. NationalArchives.gov is PDF. I'm not going to do that one. It's a PDF. I don't open the PDFs. That's a PDF. More search results. This is what I'm talking about. When you can't find stuff, I get so aggravated. And then I'm not going to, that's it. Now it just gets into random names. So there is no information on him. It's frustrating. But we can at least write down his where he's at on the wall. So he's on panel 63E, line 4. I had 00 info BS. I got you, Richard. 0 info BS. Okay. Let's give Sergeant Richard Akel a moment of silence because he deserved it. Couldn't find nothing on him. We thank him for his service. I don't understand why there was no information. That's probably why I didn't write nothing. But I should have at least wrote down where he was on the wall. So I must have got frustrated there. Okay, we got one more page of names here. This guy's in his Christmas sweater from his grandma. Awesome. This is HN. We got a Navy here. And I think HN is Gorman. HN Jeffrey Scott Aker. Jeffrey Scott Aker. Born March 17, 1947 in Covington, Kentucky. I live in Kentucky right now, and I'm from Kentucky. Died January 18, 1968. He was 20 in Quang Tri, Vietnam. He was H&S Company, 3rd Battalion, 4th Marine Regiment, 3rd Marine Division. He died during Operation Kentucky when he was hit by artillery and frag wounds to the body. Died in the operation named after the state he was from. That's coincidental. He's on panel 34E, line 66 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give HN Jeffrey Scott Aker a moment of silence. And we thank him for his service. This is Lance Corporal Dennis Eckerly. I almost wanted to write Dennis Eckersley when I wrote it because of the pitcher. You know, he used to pitch for the A's, and he like threw the ball. Whenever he threw the ball, his hand would like almost touch the dirt. PFC Dennis Eckerly, born March 16, 1949 in home record was Grahamsville, New York. Died October 27, 1969. He was 20. Dien Hue, Vietnam. B Company, 187th Infantry, 101st Airborne Division, died from explosive device. Another 2 senator. Panel 17W, line 123 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give PFC Dennis Eckerly a moment of silence. And we thank him for his service. This next one is Lance Corporal Avel DeWitt Akers. Strange name. He was born August 8, 1946 in Floyd County, Kentucky. Died January 8, 1966. He was 19. Quang Nam, Vietnam. He was with D Company, 1st Battalion, 4th Marine Regiment, 3rd Marine Division. Shot during a night search. Only thing it said. He's on panel 4E, line 57 of the Wall Memorial. I'm going to fix it because it looks like it's 51. Let's give Lance Corporal Akers a moment of silence. And we thank him for his service. Okay, this is SP4 Dennis Owen Akers. And we got another Kentuckian. All right. He was born February 26, 1947 in Louisville, Kentucky. Not Louisville or Louisville. It's Louisville. Died June 5th on my birthday, 1968. He was 21, Vietnam. He was with the 191st Assault Helicopter Company, 214th Aviation Battalion, 12th Aviation Group. Died when the helicopter he was in was taken down by enemy fire and crashed. all the information we really need, I guess. He's on panel 60W, line 14 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give SP4 Dennis Akers a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. Okay, this is Lance Corporal E.G. Akers Jr. Guess he don't have a first name. Born April 3rd, 1951 in Galax, Virginia. Died July 5th, 1970. He was a 2nd Platoon C Company, 1st Battalion, 7th Marine Division. Could not find any information due to him having initials. Okay, I couldn't find any information on him because he only had the initials EG. Couldn't find him on any websites because I didn't know what his first name or his middle name was, so he had no information at all. And they didn't have nothing in the memorial on the Wall of Heroes. Wall of Faces, sorry. He's on panel 9W, line 121 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Lance Corporal E.G. Akers Jr. a moment of silence. Thank him for his service. This is PFC Edward Darrell Akers. He was born April 19, 1941 in Wytheville. Is that Wytheville, Virginia? Died January 11, 1966. He was 24. In Bien Dong, Vietnam. Get better at some of these names. He was with C Company, 2nd Battalion, 2nd Infantry Regiment, 1st Infantry Division. Died from multiple fragment wounds from a mine. At least we have something, instead of just no info. He's on panel 4E, line 63 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give PFC Edward Darrell Akers a moment of silence. Solve that problem. We thank him for his service, other than my glasses being crooked. Okay, this is Sergeant Francis Claiborne A.K.I. Jr. Akey? It's like ski is S.K.I., but you don't have it. I don't know how to say the last name. Francis Claiborne Akey Jr., I guess. Born February 19, 1949, Honolulu, Hawaii. Died November 15, 1968. He was 19 in Vietnam. He was A Company, 15th Transportation Battalion, 1st Cavalry Division. A power generator equipment operator. He touched a high voltage line while putting up wiring, fatally killing him. Suffered a cardiac arrest. That's terrible. So he was an electrician, basically, doing electrical work. Died when he touched the high line. All right, he's on panel 39W, line 69 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Sergeant Francis Claiborne Akey Jr. a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. All right, this is number 400. We're hitting a milestone. This is the last one of this list, and this is video 20. We're about to end it. And like I said, I'm on 522, I think I said. I'll try and do another video here soon, either today or tomorrow. Okay, this is PFC John Vincent Aiken. Born June 10th, 1948. Homeworld record was Rockport, Texas. Died June 15th, 1968, 5 days after his birthday. He was 20. In Dien Hue, Vietnam. He was with C Company, 1st Battalion, 502nd Infantry, 101st Airborne. Died from a booby trap. 5 different men died during the sweep. So I guess they was doing like a mine sweep or whatever. 5 different people died from a booby trap. It's crazy. He's on panel 57W, line 22 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Private First Class John Vincent Aiken a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. I'm going to continue to write some more names down, guys, and we'll move right along with some more in the next video. And we got a long ways to go, so bear with me. Subscribe if you like these videos. And we started off at least funny somewhat today, and we'll continue on. And if you got a family member that's down the list, just hang in there. We'll get to them. See you on the flip side on the next one.